Alright, what's up, nerds? I'm back today with another tier list video. Today we're going to be ranking how far past their prime are these fighters. We got the absolutely cooked tier, which these fighters need to retire ASAP, and then we got the A, B, and C tier, respectively. So let's get right into it. First up, we're going to pull out Vicente Luque. Now, this man had a brain hemorrhage, and ever since he came back, he does not look like the same guy. So I think he's way past his prime. He's cooked. I don't think he can take a shot. Well, maybe he's not absolutely cooked, but I don't think he can take a shot anymore. His chin's gone. Doesn't move his head off the center line. I mean, the dude's just basically a punching bag at this point. He's kind of always been a punching bag, but especially now. So, yeah, I think A tier is fair just for the fact that he had a brain hemorrhage. He probably shouldn't be fighting, even if he's medically cleared. So, yeah, A tier for Vicente Luque. Next up, we're going to pull out Cody Garbrandt. Let's go C tier for Cody. I should put him in A tier for that tattoo that he got. He should retire everything with that stupid tattoo. Anyways, on his eye, the sword. He should go in C tier because he wins one fight by knockout like maybe every year, and then he gets submitted or finished. He just got submitted by Davison Figueiredo. Dude's been knocked out a million times in the UFC. They should call him no chin, not no love. But yeah, C tier, definitely past his prime. Has been past his prime, arguably since the Dominic Cruz fight. Bro hasn't seen a prime. His prime was one fight. Yeah. Speaking of Dominic Cruz, we're gonna put him in the B tier. Yeah, B tier. I think Dominic Cruz in the B tier is fair. I would say he should stick to commentating, but he's not good at that either. So maybe he should just retire altogether and be like an analyst somewhere because he does pretty good analytical work. But Dominic Cruz, past his prime, 39 years old, coming up on 40 next year. His style has been figured out a million times. No one, if you know Dominic Cruz's style, you're KOing him every time. Dude's just a punching bag at this point, and he's arguably walking to the cage with a cane. So yeah, Dominic Cruz in the B tier. All right, moving on. Next up, Gilbert Burns just fought last night. I'm gonna put him in the C tier. I think he's still got a little bit of steam. I don't think he really beats anyone in the top 10 anymore. He's probably on his way out at 38 years old. Just got somewhat out grappled and outworked by Sean Brady. So yeah, definitely past his prime. He's definitely never going to see a title. Even in his prime, he wasn't seeing a title. But yeah, Gilbert Burns not in his prime anymore. So C tier, he can still have some fun fights and bangers, but yeah, C tier. Moving on, let's go with Holly Holm. Put her in the A tier. She's 42 years old, almost 43, still fighting. I mean, at this point, she's Grandma Holm, not Holly Holm. The grandma's daughter. I don't know. But yeah, she is so old. She needs to retire. I mean, she just tries to hold people up against the fence, and against Kayla Harrison, that did not work. So, yeah, Holly Holm in the A tier. She needs to retire like ASAP because I don't care to see another Holly Holm fight, especially a woman fighting at 42. But yeah, Holly Holm in the A. Moving on, we got Bobby Green. I'll put him in the C tier. Bobby Green just got submitted by Paddy Pimblett, obviously past his prime. Dude was KO'd into 25 Shadow Realms by Jalen Turner because the referee let it go on. But yeah, Bobby Green, been KO'd a bunch, just got put to sleep by Paddy Pimblett. He can still have some fun bangers, but his career as a contender in the top 15 is over. I think you just put him in there with some strikers, have some fun fights. But yeah, he's past his prime. Definitely. Next up, we got none other than the washed man himself, Colby Covington. Greetings, nerds and virgins. This dude, yeah, he's definitely in the A tier. Dude's washed as they come. 36 years old, doesn't fights once every year and a half. I mean, the dude's been inactive his whole career. Doesn't have any relevant wins in like 5 years. I mean, this dude is absolutely washed. Like, I'm pretty sure I can get in there and put up a fight with Colby Covington at this point. Nah, he would beat my ass, but you get it. Colby Covington in the A tier, not the best fighter anymore. I mean, his fight against Leon was just embarrassing. So, yeah, I think A tier is more than fair for Colby Covington. All right, next up, he fought recently as well. Jared Cannonier. Let's put him in the B tier. 40 years old, definitely past his prime. He just got smoked by an upcoming guy. So, Cal Barajo, I think his name was. Yeah, dude got smoked. The referee let it go on in the fifth. He arguably could have been stopped. Yeah, he's definitely past his prime. He's going to be walking to the octagon with the cane soon. Dude's just not the same guy anymore. He never really was that guy, but, you know, kind of always had snoozer fights. He beat Sean Strickland, but, you know, it was a really close fight that arguably could have went to Strickland. But yeah, definitely past his prime. Yeah. Moving on, we're going to go with Volkanovski. Now we're going to put him in the C tier. Now, people are going to be like, why are you putting Volk in a past our prime tier list? Well, because he's past his prime. I still think he can beat most of the fighters in the top 15 in featherweight, but if he fights Ilya, I think he gets smoked. At this point, if he fights Max, he probably gets smoked. Because this version of Volk, 35 years old, almost 36, is just not the same guy. He's not going to have the same chin coming off of 2 knockouts. So I wish he would just retire where he's at and keep his legacy intact, because I would love to see him go out on a high note. But knowing Volkanovski, he's stubborn. He won't. He'll continue to fight, probably get KO'd. But let's see. Definitely past his prime, though. All right, moving on. Anthony Smith. I should put him in the Cook tier, but I'm going to put him in the A tier. Anthony Smith, dude, this guy has no technique anymore. On the feet, he looks like he's fighting underwater. On the ground, I mean, even his submission skills have been deteriorating. Dude, his whole physique, he just looks soft. Like, I feel like a gust of wind can hit Anthony Smith, and he's just going to fall to the ground and shell up because he doesn't fight back. I know his name's Lionheart, but he's not showing much of a Lionheart these days. So yeah, way past his prime. Anthony Smith's prime was probably when he fought John Jones, and he got obliterated in that fight. So yeah, Anthony Smith in the A tier, I think, is more than fair. Moving right along, none other than Stipe. I'm gonna go A tier. I mean, at 42 years old, he's just waiting out for a John Jones fight. Hasn't fought since Alex Pereira made his debut. Dude is in a wheelchair coming to the octagon. Grandpa Stipe. I mean, how funny would it be if he came back and just flatlined John Jones? That'd be hilarious at 42. John Jones was waiting and ducking Tom Aspinall just to get KO'd by Stipe. Anyways, obviously past his prime. Was KO'd by Francis in 2021. Hasn't fought since, and he's somehow going to get a title shot. That's crazy. But yeah, Stipe in the A tier. Definitely past his prime. Moving right along, Chris Weidman. I'm going to go A tier again. Chris Weidman is way past his prime. I mean, this dude's got one leg at this point. He's walking around with his other leg that is basically a banana, ready to snap at any moment. And yeah, definitely his last fight that he won was controversial. I think he's 40 years old now. Chris Weidman's talking about in some interviews how he still can be the best fighter in the world on any given day. Dude, you need to calm down. You need to retire. There's nothing you're going to be able to do to anybody in the top 10. So yeah, Chris Weidman, he's fried. A tier for sure. Moving on, none other than Conor McGregor. I'm going to put him in the B tier. Now, Conor, he's obviously a party animal. He's definitely drinking more proper 12 and hanging out on yachts than he's training, I tell you that. Conor McGregor, kind of a joke of a fighter at this point. Can't even call him a fighter because he's worried about going for president of Ireland now. So Michael Chandler will be waiting to fight Conor McGregor in 2030 probably. We're looking at 6 years. They're both going to be in their mid-40s. Yeah, it's McGregor Chandler return, dude. But yeah, Conor McGregor, he's done. I don't think he beats anybody in the top 15 in lightweight. He gets smoked by all of them. But the only reason I put him in B tier is because he's entertaining and we still want to see him fight. But he's way past his prime, so I guess I could put him in A tier. Yeah, I'll put him in A tier. Conor McGregor is. I don't think he beats anybody. I mean, dude. Next up, Henry Cejudo. We'll put him in the B tier. Good old Henry. 37 years old with his karate stance that barely works anymore. Dude is an Olympic wrestler and got mollywopped by Marab in his last fight. Henry Cejudo, Triple C. I mean, if it wasn't for his gold Olympic medal, nobody would know who he is. But yeah, Henry Cejudo, not the best fighter these days. 37 years old, 5'3", I think. Like, this dude is just fried. Like, Henry Cejudo should retire. I mean, he had his belts, he had his gold. He needs to just move on with his life. He retired once, so you can tell he has one foot out the door, way past his prime. And the moment you've been waiting for, obviously, who's going to be an absolutely cooked tier, Tony Ferguson. Oh my goodness. Dude, Tony Ferguson is beyond cooked. He went from the longest win streak in lightweight history to the longest losing streak in UFC history. Tony Ferguson is, I mean, he's been thrown on a barbecue grill and burned on both sides. This dude is absolutely cooked through and through. I'm pretty sure I can shoot a double leg on Tony Ferguson and get him down at this point. It's sad seeing him fighting. I don't want to see Tony fight anymore. So at 8 fights lost in a row, I really hope he still says he doesn't want to retire, but I really hope he makes a decision to Saying he's past his prime is a massive understatement. Tony Ferguson hasn't seen his prime since 2019 when he beat Cowboy. Ever since that Justin Gaethje fight, he just hasn't been the same. Like, dude, he has no testosterone left. His body gives out. He can't defend a takedown to save his life. So Tony Ferguson, if you ever see this video, retire, buddy. We want to see you with some of your brain cells left for your kids and your family, man. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you agree, disagree, where would you move some people. And thank you for watching.